Have you ever found yourself scrubbing the grout in your bathroom with a toothbrush just to avoid answering a single email? Yeah, me too. Or maybe you open your laptop with every intention of getting things done. And 3 hours later, you're deep into a video essay on why raccoons would make great pirates. This isn't laziness. It's not a character flaw. It's a glitch in your brain, a survival mechanism gone rogue. And today, I'm going to show you exactly how to fix it. Because procrastination isn't just about poor time management or lack of discipline. It's emotional resistance wearing a disguise. But once you learn how to speak your brain's language, everything changes. So grab a snack, stretch your legs, and let's dive into why procrastination happens and how to finally break free from it. And today we are going deep on one of the most frustrating, universal struggles of all time, procrastination. But instead of lecturing you about planning better or using 43 different productivity apps, we're going to keep it real. Because most advice treats procrastination like a logic problem, but procrastination isn't logical, it's emotional. It's your brain saying, hey, this task feels uncomfortable, uncertain, or overwhelming. Let's not do it. Let's go watch cat videos instead. But here's the thing. Once you understand why your brain resists certain tasks, you can outsmart it. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through a simple 3-part framework I call the Modern Procrastination Fix Kit. It's got the truth, why your brain really procrastinates, and why it makes total sense. The shift, how to change your emotional response to tasks. The hack, the tiny science-backed habits that make momentum inevitable. And if you stick with me to the end, I'll give you a personal trick I use every day that's so simple, it almost feels like cheating. All right, let's jump in. Okay, first things first. Procrastination isn't just about poor time management. If it were, the solution would be easy. Get a planner. Problem solved. But you and I both know that doesn't work, because this isn't a calendar problem. It's a feeling problem. Here's what's actually going on. When you look at a task that feels hard, boring, overwhelming, or unclear, your brain interprets it as a threat. Not a lion chasing you kind of threat, more like a discomfort or uncertainty threat. And what does your brain do with threats? It avoids them. It says, nope, that's scary. Let's scroll TikTok. That feels safe. This is called emotional avoidance. And it's a totally normal part of how the brain tries to protect you, especially if the task is tied to fear of failure, perfectionism, or the good old, what if this doesn't turn out how I hope? Sound familiar? That means your brain is working exactly how it was designed to. But that also means we can work with it instead of against it, which brings us to, here's where things get good. You don't need to force yourself to stop procrastinating. You need to disarm the emotional charge behind the task. How do you do that? By making the task feel smaller, safer, and more doable. That's where the 2-minute rule comes in. If something feels overwhelming or you're resisting it, ask yourself, what's the 2-minute version of this task? Need to write a report? Just open the doc and write the title. Have to study for an exam? Just open the book and read one paragraph. You're not committing to finishing the whole thing. You're just committing to starting for 2 minutes, because once you start, the resistance melts away. You trick your brain into realizing, oh, this isn't actually dangerous. I can handle this. It's like bypassing the brain's glitchy alarm system. And if you do this consistently, the fear goes down and the task becomes a neutral part of your day. Another way to reduce emotional resistance? Visual progress. Our brains love to see progress. That's why crossing things off a list feels like a high five from the universe. So try this. Break big tasks into tiny, clear steps. Use checkboxes, sticky notes, or even a digital progress bar. Celebrate even the tiniest wins. Every little bit of visible progress builds momentum, and momentum kills procrastination. All right, so we've talked about the why and the feeling. Now let's talk about the fix. Here's the truth. You don't need more motivation. You need a system that makes action the default. And the best system I know is built on tiny, consistent habits. Here's the formula. Trigger plus micro-action plus win equals habit loop. Let's break it down. Trigger, tie the habit to something you already do. Example, after I brush my teeth, I open my laptop. Micro action. Make the first step stupidly small. Example, I write one sentence in my report. Win, celebrate the action. Example, fist pump. Check it off. Do a little dance. Whatever works. This might sound silly, but it works because it reinforces a positive emotion around the action. And remember, emotion, not logic, drives behavior. So the more good vibes you attach to starting, the more your brain will want to do it again. Plus, this system makes it easier to win than to fail, which makes you feel more capable, which builds self-trust, which leads to doing the thing without all the mental drama. See how that works? Okay, I promised you my personal go-to hack, so here it is. I use a visual tracker called the Done Wall. Basically, every time I finish a task, no matter how small, I write it on a sticky note and stick it on the wall next to my desk. At the end of the day, I get this growing, colorful wall of proof that I actually did stuff. It's way more satisfying than a to-do list because it shows me what I accomplished instead of what I haven't done. And that little shift in focus, it changes everything. All right, friends, let's bring it home. Procrastination isn't a flaw. It's just a glitch in how your brain processes discomfort. But now you know how to understand the real cause, emotional resistance, shift how you feel about tasks, 2-minute rule plus visual progress. Build momentum with simple, rewarding habits. And best of all, you can do this in a way that feels kind, not punishing. You don't need to hustle harder. You just need to make action feel safer and easier. So the next time you catch yourself avoiding something, pause, take a breath, and ask, what's the 2-minute version of this? Then go do just that. You got this. If you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up, share it with a fellow procrastinator, and let me know in the comments. What's your go-to procrastination escape route? Mine used to be alphabetizing my spice rack. Not even kidding. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay curious, stay kind, and go get one tiny thing done today